The past year has brought us major hits like Top Gun Maverick, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and Minions: The Rise of Gru. They've gotten enough attention, so it's time to turn to the most underrated movies of 2022. These are the movies that deserved better than they got. None of them were even remotely close to being blockbusters. They didn't generate a ton of water cooler talk. They didn't dominate the box office. They did, however, absolutely rule. So without further ado, let's get watching. Number 10, Ambulance. With 6.1 on IMDb and 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, Michael Bay is known for his high-octane action movies. He is not, however, known for telling deep stories. Ambulance is therefore a perfect project for him. Will Sharp is an unemployed veteran who can't afford the life-saving operation his cancer-stricken wife needs. He therefore agrees to take part in a supposedly simple bank heist with his adopted brother Danny. Things go wrong, and the two end up fleeing from police in an ambulance with a nurse and a wounded patient in the back. Bay and his stunt team devise thrilling chase sequences that keep you alert for the duration of the 136-minute running time. Number 9, After Yang. With 6.6 on IMDb and 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. When his young daughter's beloved companion, an android named Yang, malfunctions, Jake searches for a way to repair it. In the process, Jake discovers the life that has been passing before him as he reconnects with his wife and daughter. Even though not technically human, Yang is like a son to Jake and his wife. Rather than being depressing, the film has a distinct uplifting quality as Jake's quest reveals how much of life's beauty Yang has absorbed. Number 8, I Want You Back. With 6.6 on IMDb and 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. There aren't as many good rom-coms as there used to be, which makes I Want You Back a welcome presence. Newly dumped 30-somethings Peter and Emma team up to sabotage their exes' new relationships and win them back for good. The movie was made for Amazon Prime, a service that has seen its TV series break out, but hasn't had the same luck with its original movies. Consequently, this one got a little buried. Two good reasons to see I Want You Back are obvious: Charlie Day and Jenny Slate. They're always funny, and their comic interplay is hilarious. Number 7, Kimi. With 6.3 on IMDb and 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Once upon a time, any new Steven Soderbergh movie would have been a major deal. Kimi, on the other hand, ended up on HBO Max. Consequently, many people didn't even know he had a new work released in 2022. A Seattle tech worker who battles agoraphobia, a fear of going outside, uncovers evidence of a crime, but in order to do something about it, she will have to leave home. That premise obviously sets up two levels of tension. On one, she's got to do something about this crime. On the other, her mental illness could foil her efforts at any time. The next time you're in the mood for a hot, punchy thriller, Kimi is a good bet. Number 6, Watcher. With 6.3 on IMDb and 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. As a serial killer stalks the city, a young American woman moves with her husband to Bucharest and begins to suspect that a stranger who watches her from the apartment building across the street may be a local serial killer decapitating women. Thanks to an effective performance from Monroe, atmospheric direction from Chloe Okuno, Watcher provides non-stop tension. A scene where the guy trails Julia into a cinema will especially give you chills. The story goes in directions you don't anticipate, which elevates it above other similarly themed thrillers. Number 5, Fresh. With 6.7 on IMDb and 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite being acquired by Searchlight Pictures right before its Sundance premiere, Fresh wasn't given a theatrical release, getting sent to Hulu instead. Since not everyone has Hulu, a large section of the horror fanbase didn't have access to it. Fresh follows Noah, Daisy Edgar-Jones, who meets the alluring Steve, Sebastian Stan at a grocery store, and given her frustration with dating apps, takes a chance and gives him her number. Without a doubt, 2022 was a banner year for the horror genre, and Fresh is one of the best entries. A whole lot of crazy, unpredictable things happen in the plot, guaranteeing viewers will be on the edge of their seats the entire time. Number 4, The Outfit. With 7.1 on IMDb and 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. One of 2022 best thrillers came and went from theaters in the blink of an eye. Leonard is an English tailor who makes suits on London's famous Savile Row. He must outsmart a dangerous group of criminals to survive a fateful night. The trailer simply couldn't convey how efficiently the picture works, and despite being an Oscar winner, Mark Rylance, not a box office draw. The Outfit unfolds entirely within Leonard's shop, yet it never feels claustrophobic or stagey. Number 3, Emily the Criminal. With 6.7 on IMDb and 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. If all you know of Aubrey Plaza is her comedic work, prepare to be blown away by her dramatic turn in Emily the Criminal. Saddled with student debt and unable to find work, a college graduate becomes involved in a credit card scam, acting as a dummy shopper and buying increasingly risky products with stolen credit cards. It turns out that she's really good at the activity, leading the guy she works for, Theo Rossi, to give her increasingly risky tasks. This is a fascinating picture about an aimless woman who finds purpose in life through committing crimes. Number 2, The Adam Project, with 6.7 on IMDb and 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Time travel movies are a dime a dozen, but The Adam Project finds a new twist. Ryan Reynolds plays futuristic pilot Adam Reed. He goes back in time to find his missing wife but ends up in the wrong year. Instead of finding her, he encounters himself as a 12-year-old. Both iterations of Adam work together to get Big Adam back where he needs to be. The Adam Project is a Netflix release, so it's widely available. As such, it got some notice. Just not as much as it probably would have with a splashy release to cinemas. Reynolds is at his comedic best here, tossing off one-liners like the pro he is. Number 1. Honor Society, with 6.5 on IMDb and 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Honor Society debuted on Paramount Plus, a fine streamer that nevertheless is still in its relative infancy, and therefore nowhere near as ubiquitous as Netflix. That meant only a small percentage of people who might have enjoyed the movie were able to see it. Angourie Rice plays Honor, a high school student obsessed with getting into Harvard. This quest will be greatly aided by receiving a recommendation from the guidance counselor. But Honor has 3 rivals, so she plots to take them down. When she falls in love with one of them, her troubles really start. If you like the Reese Witherspoon comedy Election, you'll probably like Honor Society as well. And that's it. Like the video, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.